Okay, hello and welcome back to the FIFA 21 career mode with Schalke. If you're excited for season 2, please don't forget to subscribe as well. Follow on Twitch as well, link is always in the description. And now, we are jumping into our second season. We've got a Champions League campaign, finished 4th last season thanks to a massive 5-5 on the final day against Bayer Leverkusen. So that is very, very exciting to come up. There's going to be many big transfers and twists and turns. Many things you wouldn't expect happen in this very first episode, so I can assure you we're starting off very big. We've got quite a few holes to fill with Klaas-Jan Huntelaar retiring and our goalkeeper and left back going back to their parent clubs. We've been given a decent chunk of change, which I can show you in a second. This is going to be an intense campaign to try to retain or even push above what we achieved last season, so don't forget to like and subscribe if you're excited for it. Let's take a quick look at our budget before we move ahead here in this season. We've got currently 47.5 million just over. Now we are going to need to do a lot with that, so I'm going to have to rely on a few other sales to come in before we can push through on other things. Some of the signings we're going to make we can't afford right now essentially, but we will be able to. There's going to be, over the course of the next couple of videos, us building the squad and making sure that we are ready for this absolutely massive season. So let's get ready for it. Okay, returning from loan is Marcus Schubert, or Schubert. He looks to be pretty decent actually for a second string keeper, and I'm looking at him as a 73 and 23 years old. He can replace Fireman as our first choice. So, well, first choice backup, our second choice goalkeeper. So Ralph Farman is going to be put onto the transfer list here, and we're going to stick with Schubert. Sebastian Rudy, returning from his loan, will go onto the transfer list. Weston McKennie is a bit of a sad one, but I said from the beginning, as he had already had a loan to buy agreement with Juve, and that has gone through now IRL in real life, so we will be putting him on the transfer list, unfortunately, despite him being a real good player for us potentially. Roberto Matondo has returned from his loan at, I think he was at Stoke, so he looks like a decent option off the bench this season. We'll give him the number 31 shirt to play with. Very quick. And finally, Jonas Karl's returned from his loan. He'll also be going to the transfer list. Okay, first things first. So first signing then will be the return of Frederick Renault. I've deliberated on this for quite a while, but for only £10 million to bring back the goalkeeper that was pretty good for us last season, I think is a wise move. We're going to be bringing him in. He's 28 years old. We can always move on from him in the future, but for now I feel like he's the right man to bring back into the club to help us push forward. And that is not all when it comes to returns. As you can see, Sead Kolasinac from Arsenal will also be being brought in. A fairly good price for him as well, with only about £8 million that he's going to need to be spent on, so we're going to try that first off, and Arteta is happy. In terms of his wage, he will be on a bit more than most because he's coming in from a club like Arsenal in the Premier League, so he's going to be on a bit more, but I think it's important to get those two crucial players from last season back in the door. Kolasinac will return to wearing number 20 as he did last season. Frederick Renault as well will return to his number 23 shirt that he donned for us last season in nets. Now we are going to attempt the signing of Alexander Mitrovic from Fulham as our Klaas-Jan Huntelaar replacement, but it's looking to be quite tricky with whoever this man is supposed to be. Obviously the manager of Fulham, it's definitely not Scott Parker, that he is going to be trying to haggle with quite a huge chunk of money here. We're trying to knock it down to about 20 million, but he wants to go away and think about it. So our first preseason game is against Hellas Verona. Unfortunately, only Renault and Kolasinac are through the door as it stands, and Verona have a penalty early doors scored by the former PSG striker Kevin Gamero. Mark Hoot there making it 1-1. Now, this pre-season tournament will be nice to win, just to build off of that with a few extra £1 million in the bank. I think we're going to need it to try and stretch our budget. But we'll just have to see. Ben Arthur now going off with an injury half an hour into our first pre-season game is less than ideal. Hopefully it won't be too bad and we can look into what we can do with Ben Arthur and his position in the team after this, because that may be an area I look to improve upon. not to replace him, but to give an alternative to him. Liram Castrati making it 2-1 to Schalke against Hellas Verona. But yes, pre-season should be important just for the fitness, of course. Serdar getting that goal there, getting the fitness ready, building the team together, finding out a strategy that works for us, and of course all that time to make transfers. Still waiting on someone to come in for Weston McKennie, but I'm sure that will hopefully happen fairly soon, as Laribi scores for Verona as we win 3-2, and Hatem Ben Arfa has an ACL. He's going to be out for 7 months, so unfortunately now we have no choice but to replace him. He's going to miss the very least half the season and won't be playable to the new year. So we're going to have to try to replace him. Now, Alexander Mitrovic, the deal has been agreed for $22.5 million, which is still a bit more than I wanted, but I think he is the perfect signing for what we're looking for. We need another big, more dominant striker like Huntelaar was, because Supriyaha is obviously all about pace, really. And so he is in the door. He will wear the number 21 shirt, vacated, of course, by Klaas-Jan Huntelaar. He's looking good at 78 overall as well. We now play Parma in our second pre-season game. Mark Hoot getting that goal there. Nice to see him fit and firing. He's going to be another very important player. I've also, as it stands, handed him the captaincy because Mascarell has been floated in and out of games. Not really going to be starting as much as he was last season because I felt like Maiga has been much better to play with, but he's still going to be playing very, very regularly. But Mark Hoot there, I feel like, has earned the captaincy after his brilliant performances last season and his just quality overall. One of the best players in our side, 100%. And we do not want to lose anyone like him. As Amin Harit there scores a penalty, who stepped up very, very well at the end of last season too. Amin Harit. Just like everyone did, Castrati, nice to see him back after his injury last season, right at the end. Fortunately, even without him, we managed to push and get that 4th spot right on the last day. But it's just very nice to have him back and have the options there. Still a few things we're going to need to tweak and change. But winning 2 games in a row in pre-season is very, very nice to see. And a clean sheet there for Renault. On to the third one, we play AZ Alkmaar from Holland, the Netherlands. We go 1-0 up thanks to, once again, that man Marku in the number 10 role. I was thinking about potential options to go alongside Oot as he scores a second, as in replacements, because at the moment we only have Bujaleb, who really slots into his role. Ben Arfa occasionally played the 10, but he is going to be injured for the majority of the season, and with his age he's only going to decline and decline, unfortunately. Serdar getting our 3rd goal against AZ. But we need to focus on that attacking midfield role, because if Marku gets injured or we lose him for whatever reason, we would need to back that up. So I've looked at a few options, because obviously I'm looking for Ben Arfa's replacement. I'm just looking at what we can do and who's available for transfer, who's affordable, what are wise moves. But I'm loving Bujaleb at the moment, and for now I do trust that he is the man to step in when Mark Hoot cannot play. Very nice result here, going 3-0 up, and it should be 3 from 3 from our pre-season games. Now we play Hannover 96, another German team, who I believe are in the 2nd tier of the Bundesliga. As we're trying to jam-pack now all these pre-season games into this early 10 minutes or so of this first episode, get it all out the way as we do. Still working on the Weston McKennie signing, the sale of Weston McKennie. We've only had one team come in for him and they weren't fancying paying what I would like. And so Marku scores again there, lovely to see. So Weston McKennie currently still plays for the club. He will, like I said, he is going to be sold. But if we go through to the end of the transfer window and he hasn't been sold, Supriyaha getting the second one there, then I will consider leaving him in the side, because I've taken him out, tried to get him sold, no one's buying him, so it'd be stupid to just let him leave, wouldn't it? But I was trying to keep it realistic to that point. Kabak will stay unless someone comes in for him strongly, which a couple of clubs have, but not met my valuation. so he is still here. Kabak obviously going to Liverpool, but when I started this career mode, he was still at the club, so I'm not trying to sell him. As we make it 3, thanks to Mitrovic with his first goal. And now finally, it's our old friends Hellas Verona in our very last game of the tournament. This is the final. We beat them 3-2 in the opening game. Now we have the chance to play them once again in the final. And Marku once again getting another goal, tearing up this pre-season tournament. Player of the tournament, no doubt. Interesting player by the looks of things at Hellas Verona there. Cantwell, must be Todd Cantwell, I would assume, of Norwich City. He's an interesting man to potentially bring in for ourselves. A light injury for Mitro, so he's going to go off because we don't want to risk him at all. Supriyaha will play the remainder of this one in his stead. Verona equalising through Kalinic. Not what we wanted to see here. Make a few more changes now, get people fitness. Bujaleb is on. Castrati is on. Some heavy hitters. Big fan of Bujaleb. And Castrati gets the goal to put us in front. Big goal. Just gotta see this out now. But maybe we'll go for more, and we do. It's Supriyaha getting a goal. It's 3-1 now. Bujaleb making it 4. We're running riot. Bujaleb again makes it 5. And the pre-season tournament is 1-5-1. Ralph Farman has been sold for 3.55 million to FC Metz. 2.4 back in the budget. Well, I was going to say I had no use for him anymore, so nice to get some money back for him. Now, Marku is having a bit of a pop about not making many big signings. And I'm working on it, Mark. I just need some money to come through. And now, the next week, he's continuing to have a pop about not making these signings. And he's worried. And so I tell him the grass isn't always greener. But if we flip over to the inbox, Leicester City have met his release clause that I didn't realise he had. And because he's made it very clear his intentions, I'm not going to try and change his contract. I'm going to allow him to go to Leicester City and keep this as realistic as possible. Marku will be leaving the club. Our first Bundesliga game then is against Hoffenheim. It's Renault, Kolasinac, Nastasic, Kabak, Furlong, Serdar Maiga, Harit, Bujaleb, Castrati and Supriyaha, with Ut left out due to leaving the club in disarray 2 days before the start of the season. Kabak just reaching that attempted pass there. Serdar gathers the ball. Here's Supriyaha. Bujaleb's coming in. Bujaleb tries to place it. It's a good save from the keeper's legs. Hoffenheim trying to find a ball forward. Have found one. The ball switched there to Matt Target brilliantly. Steering forward. He's got a man to aim at. It's DePaul. He's knocked it down. And Hoffenheim have taken the lead. A shocking way to start off this season. I am going to put all my blame on Marku for disrupting all of our preparations. 48 hours before the start of the season. We are losing 1-0 already. Maiga into Bujaleb. Supriyaha trying to wait for reinforcements. Finds Serdar. Baumann makes a good save. Corner ball, Serdar will take it. In it comes towards Kabak. There's Supriyaha. It's coming in. Bad decision from the goalkeeper. Left himself in no man's land, and Supriyaha can head it straight over the top of him. A big equaliser that we so desperately needed. See, the ball comes in here. I think Kabak doesn't quite make it, or maybe just gets it up into the air. Keeper comes halfway, hesitates to tap in essentially. Laborde. Laborde receives it back. Cut out by Bujaleb. Bujaleb and Supriyaha ahead of him. He's got it to him. He's ahead of him. Kulu. Supriyaha has fired it across the goal. DePaul. Hoffenheim looking for that outlet of Matt Target again. He keeps it in very well to Campbell. And now Kabak doesn't do enough. The ball's in here for Laborde. And Hoffenheim have regained the lead. We don't look the team that we did in pre-season. We don't look the team that we were last season. It's looking disjointed out there. We've still got to bring in some new signings yet. The first day of the season has not come at the most opportune time for us today. Maiga. Bujalev. Sadata Supriyaha. Over to Castrati. Can use his pace. Keeper comes. Keeper does just enough as Castrati tries to score. Corner ball. In towards Kabak. Up by the keeper. Harrit does just enough. Bujalev can collect on the edge. Sada. Bujalev can find Kabak. Maiga sweeping it to Kolasinac. Onto his right. Straight at the keeper, really. Matondo, who is on. Passes to Julian Hartmann, who unfortunately looks like that whenever he plays. And I don't know if I can put up with that. Harrit trying to keep it in. Somehow manages to get it back. Here's Supriyaha. Bounces off Harrit. And has somehow got a free kick for a foul out of that. Look at Hartmann, man. I can't be putting up with that. He's going to go. He's got to go. I can't deal with that at all. Nastasic now trying to cut it out. Gives it straight back to him. Gets turned. Nastasic now has given away a penalty. For what? Referee, what? Let's see. I mean, it's a tangle of legs more than anything. Hoffenheim with a chance to seal it with De Paul. It's 3-1. Disastrous opening day performance. We look so disjointed, so broken, like the morale in the team had just been shot. Mitrovic. Supriyaha. Oh, it's cut out. Nastasic, keep on him. He's turned him to Boer. Laborde now. De Paul. Got plenty of men to aim at here. Got to crowd them out, but here's Laborde. Laborde slides it through for Campbell. Campbell pops it up. Here's Laborde with the header. And he's made it 4. An absolute write-off of a first game of the Bundesliga season. We need to come back stronger next time. It's a very disappointing way to start this second season with Schalke. Matondo pressuring Izo. Trying to win back the ball, but it is all far too late. A very, very poor opener. Supriyaha getting an 8.9, but he's the only one worth talking about. Mark Hoot now has had a bit more to say. He's saying he's worried about the team. He's worried about us. Do one. I don't need you to tell me how I should go about improving this team. Mark Hoot now has officially been sold to Leicester City, but look, he's still popping up. He's still popping up. I want to make sure you know I'll give 100% till the transfer goes through. It's already gone, mate. Get out, lad. You're no good to me anymore. Disgraceful behaviour. 16.1 million, but only 12 of it is all we get back. So now it's time to make our big signing that I've been working on. It is Liverpool's Xherdan Shaqiri for £20 million. He's going to be coming in as a crucial, important, quality player. And we want to keep that release clause away and get his wage down as low as we possibly can. So I'm going to be shooting for 70 grand here. And he's happy. Xherdan Shaqiri will take the number 7 shirt vacated by Judas Mark Oot, who went to Leicester. Julian Hartmann needs to go on the transfer list. I cannot play with him if he's going to look like that. It's a state. And Weston McKennie has finally been sold to Arsenal for 39.7 million. We'll get 32.5 back. And now, our next big signing is the return of Ivan Rakitic. We're going to be haggling for a little while over a good price, eventually settling on 17.4 million. And now let's sort out his contract. Let's bring the Croatian back to Schalke. Signed here as an 18-year-old from Basel. And now is on his way home to make us great again in his later years. Now we play Frankfurt. It's Renault, Kolasinac, Nastasic, Kabak, Furlong, Serdar Maskaral, Rakitic, Harrit Shaqiri and Supriyaha. Here is the striker. Wide to Kolasinac. The Ukrainian gets it back. Rakitic back to Supriyaha. No, he can't score. Keeper does well. Smothers him. Supriyaha. Serdar. Over to Xherdan Shaqiri now. Shaqiri pops it up. Handball, ref, handball. It's a penalty for Schalke. And there is one man who will be stepping up for this one. One man on his return, on his debut, his re-debut. Ivan Rakitic steps up and Trapp saved it. The resulting corner from Serdar. In it comes towards Kabak. Harit can bring it down brilliantly. Serdar into Kolasinac. Needs some support. Kolasinac might go alone. He's been found out there, unfortunately. But Nastasic keeps it back in play with Rakitic and Supriya. Rakitic over to Serdar, who's in. Goes for the dink. It's off the bar and away. Shaqiri into Supriya. Rakitic wide for Mascaral. Rakitic gets crowded out there, loses the ball. The ball attempted to be through here, but Kabak cuts it out. And now Supriya can combine with Rakitic. Rakitic stretches, gets it to Supriya, goes for the dink himself, and Trapp has made another top save. Rakitic, Mascaral. Supriya drifted wide, comes on his right foot, goes for goal. Straight at Trapp this time. Silva. Yunus. A lucky boy after giving away the penalty. Core. Into Franco. Deflects here, but Nastasic steps out of defence, and now Mascaral can carry it. Supriya nudges it towards Shaqiri. Shaqiri now to the byline, puts it back. It's good defending in the end. Gets it out for a corner. Serdar in it comes. Headed away pretty easily. Shaqiri. Nastasic back to Kabak. Into Rakitic. Rakitic's shot is deflected off Connor Cody. Serdar heads it forward. Here's Supriya, who's put it wide, but we've gotten a penalty. Another chance from the spot. Not sure what it was for. Oh god, that was a horrendous attempt at a challenge. No wonder the referee's given that, despite only clipping the thigh of Supriya. But Ivan Rakitic with another opportunity, and it's gone through the keeper's hands. On his return, Ivan Rakitic scores from the spot. What a player this man is. He could be crucial in our Champions League campaign this season, and that penalty just squeezes in. Into Silva here. Frankfurt not ready to give this up, but Kabak steps up. Serdar is in here. Can he find the right pass? He finds Xherdan Shaqiri. Shaqiri is in with Trapp here. Curls it and it hits the post. Court. Wide for Yunus. Back to Court. Silva. Silva can't get the shot away, but Furlong can now find Shaqiri and Supriya as we attempt to counter. Furlong. The ball through for Serdar. No, it's cut out brilliantly by the defender, and Frankfurt can counter on us now. Nastasic does just enough, and so does Furlong. Supriya now tries the ball through for Harit. He's getting away from his man. Harit now in behind. Slots it in to the far corner. He makes it 2-0. Amin Harit managing to put on the afterburners to get away from his man. Steams ahead of him and slots it past the keeper. 2-0. Nastasic with this free kick goes to Mendel. Mascaral then returns it. A nice 1-2. Oh, it's opened up and Mitrovic is in here. Mendel plays him in. One-on-one is Alexander Mitrovic, and he slots it past Trapp for 3. Off the bench is Alexander Mitrovic, and he's off the mark. They part like the Red Sea. Mendel finds the pass. Mitro stays on side, and he finds that bottom corner wonderfully. Frankfurt not quite sure what's happened to them in the last 5 or so minutes. Are we looking to gain a foothold here? It's almost all gone for them, but Mascarell wins it. Here is Connor Cody launching forward, cut out by Mascarell. Sadar loses it to Roda. Core. Sadar keeps the pressure on. Mascarell collects it. Bujaleb can poke it through for Mitro, who's in again. They're all knackered at Frankfurt. Mitrovic this time. Emphatic. It's 4-2 for Mitro. The new boy's having a great day out. Goals for Rakitic. 2 for Mitro. Frankfurt have been buried. And they'll kick off again, wondering once again what happened. They look absolutely knackered out there. Look at their fitness levels. They are in bits. Eunice to Core. That's a terrible pass, and Mitro knocks it down for Bujaleb. Here goes Bujaleb now. He's got Shaqiri coming in. He finds Xherdan Shaqiri. Is there one in it for him as well? There is. Curls it into the bottom corner. Xherdan Shaqiri scores. It is 5-0. 2 for Mitro, 1 for Rakitic, 1 for Harit, 1 for Shaqiri. A 5-star performance. Brilliant from the new lads. Mark Oot. Don't even remember him. Funes Mori. Frankfurt trying to force the issue, trying to not let us get a clean sheet. Here is Daichi Kamada. Funes Mori. Silva plays a ball through. Kamada, great save from Renault. Barkok into Funes Mori as the final whistle goes. It ends Frankfurt 0. Schalke 5. Superb. A 10 off the bench for Mitro, 9.2 for Supriya Hart, 9.4 for Rakitic, 9.4 Serdar, 8.1 Bujaleb. Some absolutely stunning performances in there from all the lads involved. And that's it then, guys. Thank you so much for watching the return of the Schalke career mode. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow on Twitch. New stuff is coming very, very soon. I hope you're excited for this one. It's going to be fun. See you later.